And good evening, everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of the Washington Wrestle Talk. I am your host, Mike. Um, I gotta turn this email thing off. With America Online, I still use AOL as my personal email, and every now and then I get a notification. But tonight's episode is dedicated to something that I just became familiar with very recently. I actually knew about it. It is called the LFC, or Lingerie Fighting Championships. Um, Basically, it's women in lingerie doing MMA fights, legitimate fights. And it's got a whole host of competitors. Some you may know, some you may not know. You can check out their website at lingeriefc.com. They have a VIP members area. It's just an incredible thing. They were streaming their last event, LFC 26, on YouTube, and it was kind of cool to see. And I'm familiar, I'm acquainted with, I should say, a few of the competitors, and some I had just seen for, the very first time. They've got such notable competitors as Allie Parks. She goes by Allie Baby Doll Parks. Jesse El Toro Santos. Then you got Jessica Vatira. Bella Inc. made her debut. So did Tomiko. Tomiko and Bella are both acquaintances of mine. I talked to Tomiko on Twitter quite a bit, and I've been in email contact with Bella for the better part of since October, I believe. Not quite sure. But their event was pretty spectacular. Even if you're not a fan of women's MMA matches, it's just fun to watch. They've had events, in Reno and in Vegas and even in Europe. In fact, they have a LFC European champion who goes by the name of Jolene Hex. There is a new fighter that's making her debut next month at LFC 27. They host the event. They're going to host the event at the Nerd Bar in Las Vegas, I do believe. Her name is Gypsy Sage, and for people that want to, for ladies, if you know of anyone that's like ultra competitive or just wants to try to prove themselves. I don't want their Twitter feed right this second. They have an audition, and they have a place on their website to where you can audition for them. They have you can fill out a form. It's best if you do it on your computer at home, because if you try to do it on a mobile phone, I was just trying to look up the form just so I could give you guys just a glimpse of it. I could see what what they're looking for, but unfortunately it says contact form 404 not found. That's okay. They also have what's called a fantasy draft, and people, I believe it's in their forums. Let me see if I can just pull this up here. Excuse me. They have, in their forum, they have general discussions, female pro wrestlers, female session wrestlers. So the fantasy draft is actually pretty cool. What in the world is downloading? Oh, Google Play. They have all sorts of, session wrestlers, that are trying to get voted on to be drafted into the LFC. Some of them are, Maria Romano, who is a really good friend of mine. She actually was drafted. Lisa Onyx Danielle. She is actually also a pro wrestler. I don't know if you guys remember the old incarnation of WoW Women of Wrestling, but she was Bronco Billy. So that's kind of cool. Kim Chi is another sessioner, as is, well, I'm not too familiar with Bryn Blake. And I'm just going through the forum here just to see the fantasy draft. Betty Battles is another one. So, it's just a really cool, really unbelievable website. In their VIP area, I mean, they have a reality show called Exposed. They've gone up to their 5th season. You can buy merchandise. You could buy their videos, whether it's on DVD or streaming. You can join their VIP club, which is $5.99 a month, and it looks like a $19.99 sign up fee. So your first month's going to be $25.98 altogether. So not a bad deal. Considering WWE Network is $9.99, unless you live in the state of Washington, then they add sales tax onto it. But also, they just hit a milestone, these guys, and it's really cool. They were presented with an award at their last event. It was shipped from YouTube. It was a plaque certifying them as having over 100,000 subscribers. Now that is pretty, phenomenal for a group. I don't care. I don't care what group you are, but I mean, just to have 100,000 fans all over the world, that's an impressive feat right there. And of course, we get to the contestants. Fantasy. We're back in the fantasy draft. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to open that email. Let's look at some of their events they've had and where they've had it. Like I said, I know they've been in Reno. I know they've been in Vegas. Vegas. They've even been in Palm Springs, LA, Phoenix, New York. That was LFC 16. See if I can find out when. Actually, I want to see when the first one was. I'm kind of curious. I never really got, just really didn't know too much about this until very recently. Does it say when it was, I wonder? Nope. Well, it is what it is. Oh, and I think I know one of the. I think some of you may know one of the original LFC fighters, Megan Baby Doll. Oh, sorry, I just had to clear my throat here. Let's see. There, of course, there's Brenda Juice Jones, who hasn't been around. Looks like since 2015. That's when you could really start to see when they had their shows. Yeah, you can buy their DVD or you can stream it online. It's actually, a pretty good deal. My take on these guys it's creative. I really like what they're doing. Um, it's one of those things that I could just watch over and over. I mean, you've got MMA, you've got beautiful women in absolutely stunning lingerie. They don't allow face hits, so nobody gets really hurt unless it's like an arm bar or, get thrown into a cage, which I did see in a YouTube clip, one, not that long ago. But I'm anxious to see where they go from here. I mean, I'd love to see them come up here to Portland. The Portland, Vancouver area. Let's see. Events. Let's look at events, because I know they had, there's Eurobash. That was the one. Where was Eurobash? I believe that one was in, give me a second here and I'll pull it up. Gosh, my eye is just driving me nuts. Sorry, guys. The members only plan for online stream. October 10th, 2017 in Slovakia. Wow. How many? And of course, they got Jen Bloody Valentine, who is also an acquaintance of mine. I just really like the names they come up with, because it's just so freaking cool. I can't gush enough at how awesome something like this exists. I mean, but like I said, if you know somebody that wants to try out or be a part of the LFC, they've got a sign up form, and it's actually pretty cool. The Nerd Bar is where they hosted their last event. In fact, the results, Ali Parks defeated Monica Flowerbomb Garcia via split decision to win the Booty Camp Chain title. And I'm thinking the Booty Camp is for the up and coming new fighters that are that want to join, for lack of a better term. And you can follow these guys on Twitter at Lingerie FC. I've had some awesome conversations with these guys. I am really excited for them. I cannot wait to see, more of what is in store. And I did make them a promise last night to talk like an Irish Southerner. I don't know how that's going to work out. I could give it a shot. Hey, y'all. How you doing? Y'all want to go to the Svartatorium? I gave it my shot. I gave it my best. I'm sorry. Let's see if there's anything on Twitter here. Nope. No. Yeah. So I actually left my Skype username in the tweet that I sent out about this being a live show tonight. I just want to do everything about the LFC, even though there is some news in the world of professional wrestling, but I can do that at a later time. I'm going to be interviewing some of the competitors, I hope. I am Monday, actually, instead of doing a live Raw recap episode, I am going to have my first ever interview with Tomiko Uh,